I Want to Be the Fan game, currently at about $13,900. We want to hit 25,000 for that one. That one is coming up quick. All right, we have got a pretty hype donation to set us up for Resident Evil 5. We have an anonymous $999 donation. No message, no problem. Whoever you were out there, anonymous, thank you very much for the $999. Unbelievable. Thank you very much. And with that being said, it is now time for our co-op speedrun of Resident Evil 5. And with that being said, here is DECosmic and AvuKamu.
Hey guys, welcome. This game needs no introduction. The survival horror action that has it all. Zombies, viruses, giant monsters, and of course, deep voice antagonists with sunglasses. This is Resident Evil 5. My name is AvuKamu, and I'll be playing the Sheva.
My name is DECosmic, and I'll be playing Chris.
I'm carcinogensda, and I'm here along for the ride.
Hey.
So there are two main categories for RE5, and that's New Game and New Game Plus. We will be playing the New Game category because obviously the game's a little bit more interesting without infinite rocket launchers. But specifically for this run, we're going to be running the New Game Plus file. We will still be following the New Game routing. Our goal is set to 0. But the reason for running New Game Plus is we could put on snazzy costumes. Enigma, can you let us know which costumes won for our characters?
I sure can. We're going to give it one last little refresh here to make sure that we've got the correct one. Real quick. All right. For Chris's outfit, with a grand total of $872.51, that is going to be the Warrior outfit.
Hey, let's go.
And for Sheva, with a grand total of $1,645, that is going to be the Fairy Tale outfit.
All right, perfect. So while we set up, Carson can just talk about some semantics of the game.
Okay, sure. So the game itself is run in 120 FPS, which results in faster loads as the game is timed in RTA. However, as a result of there being 120 FPS, there's also larger invisible walls or boundaries around corners. Like just basically, you're going around a corner and the boundaries just kind of jut out a little bit more. And also because damage is tied to frames, there will be different strats compared to at lower frame rates.
All right, so the time will start when we skip the second cutscene. So I'll just call for it. And 3, 2, 1. So this is Resident Evil 5, starring Chris Redfield of Resident Evil 1 fame. He's now a member of the BSAA, which is sort of like a global police division, and he's tasked with, there's a black market weapons deal going down in Kajuju, as Kirk's going to tell us right here. And so there's a guy named Irving. He's not a nice guy. We're not going to give him too much of the time of day. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and pick up our weapons here. Hold on, this guy's going to T-pose. I want to turn around and see him T-pose. There he is. Okay, so this being a co-op run, there's a whole lot of like little optimizations you're gonna make just to make things a little bit easier on movement. So the first thing, I'm just gonna activate that cutscene there and move on ahead for Kamu. There's also gonna be a zombie around this corner. He's gonna disappear. That's interesting. And then while Kamu's gonna hold the door for me, this is actually a really important part of the run, is holding doors for your partner, just because they're not gonna have to open the door after you, and you're gonna both be able to move on through real quick. Right here, we're just gonna dodge around this dude. This is gonna be the second sort of technique with co-op runs, is that you're gonna be teleporting the other character to you. I'm gonna be activating a cutscene here that will bring Kamu towards me. And then we're just gonna head on into this place here.
You'll see us using that teleportation with the cutscenes a lot. Coming up here is the first action of a dual action door. Pretty much before you enter certain areas through the game, you have to be there together. This first one we're actually going to have to inspect. So to get out of it quick, we're going to inspect it, aim, and then press the dual action key. Right here is a small optimization. If both of your models decide to go down at the same time, the model in the back will actually push the model in the front a little bit forward. Half a second time save. Cosmic's gonna go ahead here because he has like a couple of seconds on the ladder. He's gonna pick up a round of ammo, and then we'll just both meet at the door at the same time. So small optimizations.
So this part right here is timed by the in-game timer. It has a certain amount of time that it has to play out over. There are things that we can kind of do to speed it up, but we can't speed it up too much. First thing we're going to do here is pick up some ammo and some hand grenades. And then the next thing we want to kind of do is just wait for this boss to spawn. We're going to be killing the boss later on. It's an executioner. First of all, we're going to take this guy out. Not on my watch, bucko. And then we're going to be knifing these enemies here so that we can pick up some random drops from them. And these random drops are going to range from ammo to gold to even grenades, fire grenades or hand grenades. We do this so that we get enough random money throughout the course of 1-1 so that we can skip a chest later on.
For those of you familiar with Resident Evil, you will know that difficulty adjustment / DA is a thing, and what that is pretty much the more zombies you kill, the better you perform in the game. The game will actually make itself harder to match your progress. Because the difficulty is amateur, the cap on DA is very low, so it is essentially a non-factor in this run. So we can kill as many or run past as many zombies as we want.
For amateur mode, the DA cap is 3. Professional mode, for instance, is a solid DA 10 cap. Normal is 4 through 6. Veteran is 7 through 9.
So this setup here that we're doing, the boss is going to spawn over where I'm aiming. And Kamu is going to want to get grabbed by one of these Magini here. So now he's gotten grabbed. Should store it for the boss to spawn here. I'm going to be aiming at the boss, and they'll spawn after the cutscene plays in about 20 seconds here or so. And then me aiming at him while Kamu is getting grabbed is going to cause him to move immediately to open the gate for us. This is the only thing that we can actually do to speed up this section. So the slower that the executioner moves here, the slower the section is overall. Oopsie. I was trying to shoot that guy's weapon. There we go. Pretty much instant. This hitbox here has no, or this axe here has no hitbox on it, so we can just swing on through. We're just going to go our separate ways, pick up some ammo. I'm going to actually be picking up, man, these shades are so nice. It's a sunny day out. But I'm going to be picking up a couple of grenades over here. I'm going to also be picking up this machine gun. This guy's going to hit me. I know it. Okay, I knew it. So I'm going to pick up the machine gun here, but I'm not actually going to be using it. We're going to be using it mostly for the ammo that's stored inside it, which I'll be giving to Kamu a little bit later.
So after the executioner breaks down the fence, once you run past the line where the fence is when the countdown timer starts, and it counts down from a solid 6 minutes until the end where the helicopter cutscene plays and the chapter ends. So during this 6 minutes, they have to grab as many items as possible.
Ironically, the least eventful part of the run is also one of the most dangerous parts of the run too, because the executioner's attack will one-shot you. Or put you in a dying state, rather.
Bit of a callback to the village sequence at the beginning of Resident Evil 4 with the chainsaw.
Just a little bit to note on inventory management as well in this game. You want to have the weapons that you use. There's a 9-item inventory in this game, and you want to have the weapons that you use in the first 3 slots. In the middle 3 slots, you want to have all of your ammo, and then in the bottom 3 slots, you want to have all of your heals. We're gonna be killing this guy right here. Nice iframe. Not so nice. Get off of me. Because he's gonna drop a treasure that we're gonna be selling a little bit later just to get a little bit extra gold. Goodness.
I think he likes you.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I would too if I was wearing these shades.
It should be noted that in co-op, if one player picks up treasure or money, then the other player also gets the same treasure or money. So basically, both players just effectively get double.
Let's see. I think we have a little bit of time for
Actually, I don't
donations
know.
here.
Sure, we've got two pretty significant ones back to back. We have a $250 donation from Bean Machine, who says, "Can't wait to watch Chris punch boulders even faster than normal." And ironically enough, another $250 donation from Tara WR, or Taror, I should say, who says, "Punch those boulders." Thank you both for the $250
Yeah, very
in the
cool.
boulder punching.
You can get in a couple more, man.
Sure. All right. Let's see here. We have a $10 donation from Hydration Bot. He says, "I'm doing this for charity, not for you. It's not like I like you or anything." Also, Senpai says hi. "Good luck on the run. We are cheering for you."
Thanks, Eric.
We have a $5.55 donation from Misu the Witch, who says, "So happy that I can donate. I have watched these two work hard with their run, so I know they'll crush it. Good luck, guys. Also, could Cosmic please tell Clifford that I said hi?"
For sure.
We have
You can keep going. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Oh, we've got plenty. We have $10 from Cog, who says, "Had to donate while seeing my buddy Avu running Resident Evil 5. Nobu, 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 Nobu." Let's see here. We have a $30 donation from Bahamut, who says, "Take my $30 for that painting. Also, Resident Evil 5 hype." Another $30 if the announcer says in their best Wesker impression, "Superior DNA." Hopefully that was good enough. Thank you for the 30.
I didn't know Wesker showed up already in the game. What is this?
The speed runs are crazy, dude. They're just wild.
Yeah, that's the end of the first sub-chapter.
So moving on into the second chapter here. This is going to be mostly a lot of movement. This is where we're going to actually start talking about how we move through this game with two players. We use, I'm just going to call this lines of aggro or just lines of movement. When the first player, goes through a room, they establish sort of a line that these enemies are going to take, and how they're going to go for the first player in, that comes through. So the second player has to kind of take the opposite line through the room. There's a little bit of ducking and weaving going on. So first thing that we're going to do, kick down this door with these nice boots here. I don't want to get dirt on them, but it's for the cause. So Kamu's just going to be running around this lady here and then just taking a lot of the sort of almost the opposite lines that I do here. It's kind of subtle stuff, but it's really cool. Trust me. And there's this one right here and here. And there's also going to be this this boss fight coming up here. It uses a pretty complex strategy, so be sure to pay attention.
A lot of resets on this boss.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're going to turn to the right and walk out the door, and the boss fight is done. I actually didn't know that this fight was optional until I started speedrunning this game, so go me, I guess. Ooh, okay, there we go. Ooh, I'm stuck a little bit. All right, hold on. Cool, nice. Thank you, sir.
So right there, you'll see the enemies more often blocking our ways as opposed to attacking. That is because when you get to a certain part in each level, there is a trigger which will cause enemies to spawn or run out towards you. They are not in an attack pose, but rather they are in a position that they want to run to where they need to get before they turn into an attack pose. So right there is a good example. We'll be abusing that a lot. We'll be running past, ooh, spooky. We'll be running past a lot of
How many times have you jumped at that?
Yeah. I actually have, whenever we ran this, over 100 times, and I think maybe 80 of those times I'll yell out, holy, just because of that body right there. But yeah, upcoming we have the first major boss of Resident Evil 5. It is the Ouroboros. And for those of you who have played it, know it kind of looks disgusting, but for those of you who have never played this game, picture a mound of spaghetti covered in black tar, and that's what this boss is. So right here, I'm going to let Cosmic go ahead first. He's going to go to a furnace area, activate a cutscene, pick up a key, and the actual trigger to start the boss is actually back in this room, and this is an example of how, as we talked about in our interview earlier, how just each other's placement is so important to cutting down time. So I'll just be chilling here, thinking about life, and there we go. So that's the Ouroboros just really quickly. So casually, this boss fight is pretty self-explanatory. If you played any sort of action game, you'll notice gas tanks and an oven with a switch. Pretty much what you have to do is bait it in with a gas tank into the oven, shoot the gas tank, which will stun it, and then close the oven on it, which will beat it. But since there's a cutscene tied to each of this, we're just gonna bait him in a little bit slowly, kind of taunt him a little bit. As Kazek will just close the oven on appropriate timing, and that is the first boss of Resident Evil 5.
I got ammo for you once we get to the next chapter. I might be able to give it here. I don't know.
Yeah. We've got time for maybe 2 donations.
All right, we have a $25 donation from Nick Leonard, who says, hope to have good RNG on the Resident Evil 5 run. And we have a $20 donation from Witchy Ferret, who says, RE5 hype.
Hype.
Hi.
We got time for what? One more?
Yeah, one
Sure.
more, fine.
We got a $25 donation from Dangerous Bacon, who says, Umbrella, what do they have to do with this?
Stay on and you'll find out.
Worth noting, by the way, that it's been nearly 10 years since the last time that this game was at GDQ, and the last person to run it was actually our buddy here, Carcy. So it's a hell of an honor to have my friend and someone that inspired me to run this game here on the couch with us. So thank you again for joining us, Carcy. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, thank you for having me.
So Chapter 2-1. This is about where the game starts to pick up a little bit. Kamu's going to be grabbing a machine gun here. He's actually going to be taking on the machine gun role in this run. The machine gun's going to be for his main form of damage, whereas I'm going to be opting for the handgun and a couple other weapons later on. We're going to have to go through this interesting storage area where the zombies have conveniently set up these tripwires. Yeah, got, ooh, a crit, nice. That, okay, almost got me. Cool. And there we go. I was a little bit scared there, I'm not gonna lie.
The enemy attack patterns are so random in this game. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, sometimes the hitboxes also just kind of mess with you as well. This dog that's around the corner here, yeah, can also just do stuff to you. All right, he was good, nice.
Very good boy. Bit of a throwback to RE4 right here, for those of you familiar with, the trucks coming down at you, but we just blow up 2 barrels and just run to the left. Goodbye.
Oh, okay. Yep, there we go. That was it. You're such a stagger. Yep, cool.
And for those of you familiar with Resident Evil speedruns, there's a meme going on that say dogs are free. Dogs are not free in this game. Their models will collide with you, bump you, jump on you, do everything possible to you. They might even take you out for dinner. But the attack pattern...
I just got taken out for dinner too, man. They knew that the Gucci shades were on.
The attack patterns are random. Hopefully you can just walk through, otherwise nothing you can do.
I really wanted to say, what do you mean dogs aren't free? And then they hit us. Even when I didn't say it, I jinxed it. So there's a little bit of task delegation there, by the way. Splitting up actions. Kamu opened the lock for me just by shooting it a couple of times, and I was just able to kick it down and just immediately keep running. Second lock here that he's going to be shooting on a building that I'm going to be running up to. I'll just be able to kick it down again and then shoot down a key where he'll then be walking already over to the gate here that will be using the key to unlock. Good?
Yep.
Cool.
So even though Cosmic picked up the key, I have the key magically and I'm opening up the door with it. Wow.
Nice.
Some usual door holding, and like I said before, we're gonna wait for each other's movement so we both kind of establish that lines of aggro, and off we go. We have time for one quick donation.
All right, one quick one. We got a $25 donation from Daily May, who says, I'm so happy that my all-time favorite Resident Evil game made it to this year's GDQ. Good luck, DECosmic and AvuKamu on this run. Cheering you on from the RE5 Discord community.
Thank you very much.
Much.
So upcoming here is probably the first interesting skip of the game. We call this nade skip because we'll be using the grenade. Casually, what happens in this section is there's a locked gate. To get around it, we have to go up a building, toss one of the players across. That player has to go all the way down the other building, being protected by the second player, open the lock. But you know, this is a speed run, so Cosmic is actually going to throw a grenade over an awning, and I would say it is 2-3 frame perfect because he needs to catch the edge of the explosion with the lock. So I'll run on the hedge to make sure he got it. Nope.
Nope, okay, I got it. Give me 1 second here. I didn't like the line up there. That should be good.
Yep.
Cool. Good. I just need
here,
to
we
look
just
at this
watch
chat.
Cosmic struggle against a couple of enemies. Just
What do you mean struggle? Have you seen these arms, dude? Let's go.
it's right there. I'm gonna go pick up an extra grenade here that we will use for this boss.
All right, I have a green. We'll just heal real quick. I feel like I knew it. I knew it, dude. I knew it. Okay.
Anyway, the reason why we picked up all the nades in the beginning and killed so many of the guys in Chapter 1-1 was that hopefully we could get grenades here. 4, 3, 2, 1. And we just want to kill this guy as soon as possible.
Uh-oh.
It's fine,
Interesting.
sometimes that happens.
Yep. I don't know why I didn't get stunned. I think that's because I needed to reload or something. Oh, there he
And
goes.
that is the first, or one of the sub-bosses, Chainsaw Magini. Cosmo will pick up the key while I will go open the gate.
There we go. Yep, I'm here.
We're gonna skip this chest like we said earlier because we routed it out. And of course, before the end of the chapter, it's everyone's favorite part of 2007-2008 games, the quick time event scenes. Who doesn't love these?
They have their charm.
Right here is when you could really choose to save your partner or not, you know, contemplate your friendship, but
Well, fortunately, you don't have to contemplate our friendship, right?
and that is the end of Chapter 2-1.
Worth noting, by the way, that on the PC version of this game, you can mash all of the possible prompts that will come up on keyboard for the QuickTime events, so you'll always get the correct prompt. There's no RNG, even though like 2 or 3 different prompts can pop up sometimes. You'll just get them every time as long as you mash all the possible ones.
Resident Evil 4 also does this as well.
That is true.
Easter egg.
So while Kamo is climbing up here and I grab this treasure, I'm gonna be, excuse me, thank you. I'm gonna be shooting this tripwire down for him because I'm just such a nice guy.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome. No problem, bud. And that's gonna allow him to just ride this minecart to clear the way for us both.
Whistle at Cosmic to make sure you know he's coming, and we'll be going into the mines. So the mines, if you play this game casually, pitch black. We're going to be picking up a lantern. I know a lot of runners previously have ran in the dark. But the reason why the person behind picks up the lantern is so because of the lines of aggro. It becomes a lot more apparent here. I will be getting lunged at while Cosmic hopefully gets an easy route past the enemies. So
There we go.
that's clean.
Nice.
There we go. And like I said before, a lot of the enemies in Resident Evil 5 have very random attack patterns. This one upcoming here is an example. We want a short lunge as opposed to a long lunge. So there we go. That
There we
enables
go.
us to just run by him.
Cool.
Perfect.
Very nice. Good, good. And then normally we would heal here if we needed to. This is a spot in the game where it's just a free heal because Chris isn't really doing anything while Sheva opens up the gate. And worth noting as well that I'm actually going to be using a controller for these wiggle prompts here, just because they're actually faster if you're going to rotate the analog stick as opposed to just hitting 2 buttons, which are A and D on the keyboard.
You are good.
Cool.
So the reason Cosmic waited for me a bit there is there are going to be enemies that throw dynamite at him. Because they're so bad on amateur, the dynamites will actually blow up the second person if they're too far behind. So that's the reason why we'll always try to maintain 5 to 10 feet apart from each other at all times. You got time to shoot both.
Cool.
Okay. Poor dude, probably had a family.
Not anymore.
It's their problem now.
It's their problem now, dude. So here we're gonna actually confront Irving, except like not. He's gonna escape. And then I'm gonna be picking up the Dragunov sniper rifle here. And I'm gonna be just shooting down this guy, and this treasure here. Optic, I hope you saw that. That's my application. So while Kamu goes and picks up a treasure and is gonna try and activate the checkpoint over there, I'm going to be grabbing another treasure over here on the left, and I'll be setting up for what's called a tactical reset, which is where we'll restart a checkpoint that's been activated. And not only is it going to bring me over to Kamu, it'll also allow us to set up the first big buy of the game. Excuse me. Good.
I got hit. You got time. Hold up.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. So during this buy here, I'm going to be selling the machine gun that I picked up earlier. I'm going to give all the ammo to Kamu, and I'm going to upgrade my capacity, because when you upgrade capacity on a gun in this game, it will refill it entirely. Kamu is then going to be upgrading the damage and capacity of his machine gun so that we can one cycle the boss.
It's important that you learn to do menus quickly in this game, because this category is measured in RTA, so it's not one of those, yawn, we're in the menu, let's take our time. No. You better put on your fingers and just go. And the machine gun will not be getting further upgraded throughout the rest of the run unless I need the ammo, in which case I'll upgrade the capacity, but it is 3 times the damage and 3 times the capacity. This is specific so that we are able to one cycle the boss coming up. What's the official name for it again, Karsi?
That would be Popo Karimu.
Such a cute name.
Yeah, but unlike its cute name, it is actually really ugly. Cosmic's gonna unload 3 sniper bullets into him, unless he crits like a legend, and we'll just be unloading all of our ammo into its vulnerable underbelly. Sorry, buddy.
Lights out.
Sick crit.
And that is the second major boss of Resident Evil 5.
That was beautiful.
And
poetry in motion.
it was almost a catastrophe, but not anymore.
Oh no, I'm looking for your call, partner.
You know it was going to start soon, dude. So this part right here is everybody's favorite part of Resident Evil 5, where you sit on the back of a truck and you shoot from a turret for a few minutes while some enemies chase you on motorcycles. It does, however, star Dante from the Devil May Cry series, because Ruben Langdon is the voice actor for this truck driver here. So shout outs to Ruben Langdon pulling in the 9 to 5 here on this. Some of what's going on in the story, by the way, we actually learn that the virus that's infecting Africa is sort of an evolution of Las Plagas. I don't actually know if you have any more information on that as well, Karsi.
The Las Plagas? It's a different breed of Las Plagas from Resident Evil 4. In Resident Evil 4, they were all reliant on a control plaga, but these particular plaga actually don't need the control plaga to function. They can just shove the plaga down each other's throats, and they can just like operate independently, and they're just crazy.
Delicious.
It's like a plate of tumorous spaghetti.
You realize all the viruses in most of the Resident Evil games just look like really poorly made spaghetti, and or like something else on top of that spaghetti.
Well, viruses are kind of shaped like spaghetti. I don't know.
Who knows? We got time for what? 3 donations maybe?
Yeah, we got time for some donations.
All right, 3 you'll want, 3 you'll get. We have $25 from I think it's Lyra 257, who says, rooting for a good run. Good luck. 25 $25 from Reptiloid, who says, I need an herb. Come on, Sheva, hurry. Took me a moment to get that one. Thank you, Reptiloid. And, Skeleton Facts with a $20, 21-cent donation, who says, did you know zombies are actually just skeletons in disguise? The mindlessness is just an act. Don't get too close.
Thanks for spoiling the rest of the game for us. Well, now there's no point. Yeah. I mean, as this part's probably like your only remaining breath catcher for this game, so Cosmic looks at his Twitter, I play my gacha games, you know, just contemplate your existence or whatever.
I didn't know you played gacha games.
Gacha games, oh, I almost went on a rant there, but...
I knew you played them. It's cool, dude. You don't have to hide. We're friends here. But yeah, this is a pretty, like, nice... Like, it's kind of like a nice downtime after, like, a couple chapters back-to-back where there's just a lot that you're doing, so... it might seem like there's just not a lot going on, but it really does, like, help to have a couple of minutes of downtime just to kind of chill out and, you know, not have a whole lot to do. And then I gotta blow up this truck too.
But that's one of the nice parts of running co-op as well. You know, you're not doing this boring part by yourself. You're, you know, asking your partner how his day went, you know, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, this is where Kyle and I also kind of ask each other, yeah, so how was your work day? Or what plans you got for the weekend?
Yeah. And it's sections like this that actually helped our friendship grow. So, you know, the true world record was us becoming friends.
That was the true Ouroboros so long, the true global saturation.
Don't worry about your HP at this part. It will heal to full. We'll be getting to the boss right now. Cosmic and I will be focusing. Carcy can explain that.
You can go ahead and just start explaining it, because we're going to just get into it now.
Okay, yep. So, the boss, Nidesu, as he is known in Resident Evil 5, the actions he will take are completely random, and several enemies will also spawn every so often to shoot crossbow bolts at you for minor damage. So, Kamu and Cosmic are just going to completely ignore them. Every time Nidesu goes to pick up a stage object, being either a boulder or a power pole, a little cutscene plays whenever he picks up the stage object, and you can shoot the explosive barrels in order to interrupt the cutscene before it plays, as they did just now with the boulder. He was going for the boulder. So yeah, you have to destroy the shoulder plaga and then destroy the main plaga that comes out of Nidesu's back. The fight itself can be finished in 2 cycles on PC, being that the game is in 120 FPS. You can one cycle the boss at a lower frame rate, such as if you were playing on PS3 or 360. But the only time you'd be able to do that on PC is if you were probably speedrunning an individual chapter or something. But anyway, if Nidesu succeeds in rolling a boulder at you or uses a ground pound to shake the ground, you'll end up losing more time than simply... You'll end up losing more time if you take a hit there. So the attack must be avoided either by shooting him or hitting the QTE that appears in order to avoid losing time. But for the punch and the pole swing, like when he grabs a pole and starts swinging it, both players can just shoot through being hit, as both players' bullet streams will not be interrupted, as you can see there.
This is unfortunate right now. This is
probably
quite
worse
unfortunate.
RNG of attack patterns, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's a bit shaky. Gave me enough time to explain, that's for sure.
Nice. Okay. Very cool. I swear, every time that we fight this boss, we get worse RNG.
Actually, also a fun Easter egg, our world record run, this is actually the worst section of it. We've lost, what, 20, 30 seconds on it?
Yeah, something like that. It's ridiculous. Like, how well and how good that boss can just, like, mess you up is just crazy for what it is, really.
Anyway, that's the first third of Resident Evil. Coming on to the second third of Resident Evil, new setting and new type of enemy. So the previous Majini, the common enemies, we will call them village Majini, but this time we are dealing with the tribal Majini, who are your stereotypical depictions of, I guess, African tribesmen. They have spears, they have shields, super aggressive. And there is an extreme amount of RNG here because a different type of tribal Majini can spawn. And we are looking for set Majini to have set attack patterns, to have set lines. Otherwise, we're not going to have a good time. And, you know, the run might be dead. No. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to four different islands. We need to pick up 4 different slates to go on to the next area. Each island just encompasses a different technique we talked about in the first third of the game, just obviously a little more difficult version of it with the enemy types being a little bit more aggro. This second slate here, since we picked up the first slate at the previous island, either one of you can pick it up. Cosmic went over to pick up a random treasure to help us with gold later. I will be picking up the slate right here. So I'm seeing 2 spears and a shield, so this path should be relatively, nope. Bit of bad RNG there.
Good.
Yep.
Cool.
It's important that Cosmic does the action on the boat first because he will be driving. The reason for this is because there's an enemy right here that will be pulling up a gate on us. And we need the machine gun to shoot him down as quickly as possible. I mean, Chris has a handgun, so it's not as fast, and all you got to do is aim here, wait for him to pull out an explosive, and then, well, and then that's it.
That's it, yeah, he's just down. He was actually pretty cooperative that time. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. Sometimes you want him to blow up from the explosive because that will trigger as an instant death and the cutscene will play, but if you just kill him regularly, like I did right there now, he'll kind of slink and the game won't register it as a death. Some sleek boat driving from Cosmic here. He's pretty much Burt Reynolds from Gators, or Gator 1 and 2. Speaking of Gator, excellent transition I practiced. We have alligators here that will one-shot you in a cool cutscene. Their spawn is pretty much set, but sometimes they will appear a little bit to the left or right. And that gator there, for example, if he spawned in the middle of that passageway, I would not be able to get past. I would have to bait him out a little, so a little bit of good RNG there. We'll be dealing with him on our way out, and I will be picking up the 3rd slate right here.
Kind of what's going on in the story, by the way, right now, is Chris has discovered that his partner that he thought was long dead, Jill Valentine, he's discovered that she is alive. And at this point, he and Sheva have kind of gone rogue. In the effect that from here on out, as he says in the story, there's no more orders. It's just you and I. So at the start of this, they were sort of on the mission to fight Irving, but from here on out, it's like they're just kind of doing their own thing. And Sheva reveals to him that, you know, companies were using Africa as sort of like a testing grounds for a lot of experiments. Chris is, of course, naturally pretty upset to find this out.
I mean, if he went home, we wouldn't have a game, so here we go.
True.
Last slate, what we're going to be hoping for is a specific type of Majini to come out. This will be the shieldless spear Majini, because that guy has an attack pattern, whether he throws the spear or jumps over it, that he won't block the way. So hopefully Cosmic will get him. Perfect.
Hey, nice.
He jumps out of the way.
Let's go.
I just kind of run the opposite direction. What's up, guys? Pay no attention to me. Pay attention to the really good-looking buff man in front. And that is all 4 slates.
That's an absolutely perfect example of just how the first player sort of sets the line that all of the enemies go on, and then the second player can just run, like just scoot their way around it, so to speak, and just run on mostly the opposite path.
So right here, instead of going on to the next area, we will be picking up the infamous weapon of choice for every Resident Evil game. Well, not all of them, but the rocket launcher. Pretty much we need to use this rocket launcher to beat the boss at the end of the chapter. It does not become available in shop unless you had picked it up in the chapter until after the boss, which is why we need to pick it up, since both of us will need to go into our menus, buy a rocket, and kill him with it. So this specific rocket, though, we will be using in the upcoming area, which I think is one of our own routing that we came up with recently.
Come on,
Also worth noting, it's better that the host there actually puts all the slates into the door, just because I think you save like 2 seconds or something over the course of putting in all 4 slates, just because of lower latency on the end of the host.
I'm trying to think of a pun with slates, but you know.
Slates. Well, man, you've got a whole clean slate in front of you. You can just fire away.
Ooh, that was a double pun. Damn.
True.
Anyway, I'm gonna be showing off a technique what's called quick firing the rocket. We'll explain it later when we could do a side-by-side comparison. So a bunch of guys here, and they are gone.
Not a bunch of guys here anymore.
They left a cool treasure for us though.
That is true. So the old strat there was that the one player would draw all the enemies out, and then the other player would come over to the crank after that was all done. What we started doing was just firing the rocket at them, and then the other player just sort of runs up here. See how many guys I can just kind of dunk into the bottomless pit. Only 2 of them, unfortunate.
Yeah, this is one of the examples we've talked about where you just continuously run and get good at the game, and then you end up thinking, wait a minute, can't we just get rid of these guys? And that's a result. It saves about 20, 30 seconds.
Yeah, something like that, because it takes a little while to draw some of those enemies out and make sure that the other player has a lot of aggro on them.
That is the end of that chapter.
We got time for a quick donation.
All right, we have $25 from Metal Waldo, who says, ready to see Chris the Boulder. Let's punch out cancer. Much love to all.
100%. That's what I like to hear. So this checkpoint reset that we're going to actually be using here is an example of how we're not going to set up a buy or anything. We're not going to bring one character to the other. What we're actually going to be using this checkpoint reset for is to despawn or just get rid of all the enemies in an area without us having to fight them. So there is a raft that's on the other end of this arena here, or this room, and there's a crank that controls the raft. Sheva has to get over to the crank, and Chris has to get over to the raft. And once both of us are in place, I'll be able to reset the checkpoint, and it will despawn all the enemies. That guy, I'm going to be really glad when he's despawned, because he just hit me.
And the reason why I took my time picking up items is so that because Chris has to go further, I obviously have a little bit of time to just meander, pick up some items. My favorite part of the run, getting carpal tunnel.
So right here, I'm just going to be spamming the A+D prompt, because that's the only prompt I can get here on these crocodiles that are going to come out. This raft in particular is very slow. So I'm going to have to dodge about 4 gators in order to, before I can actually get onto the other side here.
Hey, Cosmic.
What's up? How's it going, bud? Doing all right over there?
Those gators over there?
Yeah, a little bit. Nice water all around.
Would you rather be dodging gators, or would you rather be like pulling a 1,000-pound boat?
I don't know, man. Dodging gators is a workout, and I kind of need to burn calories, so I think I'll take the workout.
I don't know. I think moving that crank is probably gonna burn a lot more calories. To be honest.
I don't know, man.
She's really.
Go ahead.
She's really like having a go at it. That crank.
True. I feel like just the sheer fear and adrenaline, though, would help me burn some too. So I really don't know, man.
I mean, in a world where you fought giant, zombies and like giant mutant tentacle monsters, you're scared of an alligator? Come on now.
That's true. That would put it in perspective, I suppose. Yeah. And okay. Maybe I'll crank the winch instead.
Looks like we've arrived
So
at
fun
the
fact here,
airfield.
we're introduced to the Tricell, who fund the BSAA, but surely they couldn't be a front for Umbrella.
No way.
Oh no. Up here is one of my favorite parts, where we're gonna demonstrate how good we are at this video game. Pretty much what happens here is we'll both be getting our split ways, and okay, you're good.
Cool.
And both of us need to not die because we're going to be so far apart from each other that we're able to not save each other should the worst case scenario happens. So this is pretty much like a test of your skills, utilizing everything you've been able to do. The unfortunate part of this is both of you will be playing checkpoints that both of you will receive. And there are Chainsaw Magini here, one on each of your routes, that can move during the cutscenes. So if there's a Chainsaw Magini swinging at me while I get a cutscene, I'm probably dead as soon as I come out of that cutscene, so... obviously, when you're running this for the first time, you're going to communicate to, hey, I got a cutscene, or hey, I just finished my switch. We've run this so many times with each other, we just, you know, look at each other blankly, say sup, just move on to the next area.
Yeah, I should note that like when Kamo and I started running this game together a lot, there was like a lot of like spoken communication as far as like what we were doing and what was supposed to be going on, and now like a lot of it just really flows naturally. We built up a lot of synergy just over the course of doing a lot of runs together. So what we might be, it might seem like we're telepathic, but I swear to you, it's just practice. There's a grenade here, by the way, all the time.
Don't listen to them. They're lying. They're actually communicating telepathically.
That's what someone who was telepathic would say to throw people off. A bit of a 10-second rest here. We're gonna get inventory. We're gonna heal each other. I got us.
I got a single green. Oh, you got a lot.
No.
Okay.
I have a
Well,
lot.
fair enough. Fair enough. We got some time for donations here.
Sure. We have a $20 donation from Knight Erendite, who says, hey guys, Knight here. Good luck with the denial of total global saturation. Donation goes to Runner's Choice. We have a $250 donation from Exploded Soda, who says, ooh woo. Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Thank you for the $250 though, Soda. Thank you. And we have a $25 donation from JD, who says, I know it's co-op, but can I root for Sheva anyway? Donation goes to AvuKamu's Choice.
The Inertia, whatever that game's called, coming up.
Inertial drift.
Yeah, Inertia. That is a made-up
Inertia.
word.
Nah, man, it's just another word for momentum.
Well, there's inertia. I didn't even know you can make that an
Inertia.
adjective form.
It's a property of matter, dude. Did you not watch One
I
Night
know
the Science
I know what
Guy?
inertia is, but you
I'm
can't just
just
add
saying.
shoal at the end and say it's an adjective.
Inertial. It's descriptive. What are you talking about?
By the way, for those of you listening in on our argument, this is pretty much all of our run is we just argue about stuff to each other. We'll be like, hey, that's not a word, by the way, guy behind you. Yeah, stuff like that.
It's fair. It's fair. So Josh Stone, I should know. Yeah, Josh Stone, he's a captain in the BSAA, and he's an AI. So we have to kind of just hope that he does what we want him to. Fortunately, he was nice enough to do so. We pretty much figured that he was going to always follow Chris, just from certain runs of the game. For whatever reason, I guess his AI favors following player one or something. So I just decided to run to the. I started to start running to the end here, so that he would run immediately to this console that he's got to unlock. I'm gonna grab this guy. Okay. You staying up here?
Yep. I'm just gonna survey
Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. I'm just gonna survey Cosmic up here for a little bit because and then run down to match the timing. Pretty much. Let me get. I got that. No, I won't. Spooky. Oh, I see. Pretty much as soon as Josh finishes on the console, only one of us needs to inspect the door, and that'll just take us to the next area. So usually it's about 2 hits on the chainsaw guy.
Cool.
We got time for one quick donation right here.
All right, we've got a $60 donation from Dr. Platinum, who says, shout-outs from the DMC5 info crew. Delighted to see Cosmic once again on the big stage. Cosmic got me into speedrunning with his tutorials on Devil May Cry 1, and his contributions to the Devil May Cry speedrunning community cannot be overstated. Good luck on the run to both you and Kamu. Much love from Platinum Paragon and Dr. Shy Guy.
Much love, Platinum. Much love, Doc.
So obviously I placed the remote mine there earlier because there will be enemies on our way back, and there will also be a lock on the door. That mine will take care of the lock and the enemies. You see the timer at the top? There's a bomb about to go off on this plant. Our best time has been 1:29 to get off the island. And I think a 1:30 is possible, but probably not. So hopefully we can get to 1:28, 1:29. 120.
Yeah, 120.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's cool.
Around 126 is about average, but yeah.
Yeah, it's some cool stuff. That
So
was
our
like
first
perfect
major inventory.
RNG, pretty much too. By the
Yeah.
way.
So first major inventory of the game, what we're gonna do actually is sell all of our treasures we've gotten. You should have enough to buy 2 rockets, because this is the chapter where you will confront, I think, one of the bigger bosses of Resident Evil 5. I think it is definitely the biggest boss, right, in this game?
Yeah, he's definitely he's a pretty big boss.
So,
What
Kinda
about?
big.
I don't know. What about
Excella?
chapter 6-2 Ouroboros?
oh, that's pretty
True.
big too.
Yeah,
I
that's really big.
think that might be bigger than this one.
Just a bit bigger.
Just a
forgot
wee
about it.
bit. So we're on our way here to the final confrontation with Irving, that black market weapons dealer, who we found out is sort of an underling to whoever's kind of running the show behind this virus. Kamu's main job here is just moral support. You can see he's doing an absolutely stellar job at it. And my job here is just to take down all these guys and just sort of pre-fire everything in the area, just so that we don't run into any sort of damage on the way. For those of you looking to collect the BSAA emblems, here's one right here. There we go.
That's the
Very
only
cool.
one that's on the route of the speedrun, to be honest.
Yeah. Like, I think one of the only ones anyway. It's one of the only ones you can really point out.
So for our first stop, Cosmic has to be my guardian angel. He doesn't have to worry about the enemies getting to him, like right there. He just has to deal with it, because the flip eye switch will actually despawn all of them. The flip eye switch. The switch I flip.
The flip eye switch. That's like an eye that's flipped.
You flipped the switch you flipped.
Yes.
True.
A little bit more guardian angel. Sometimes I get hit and Cosmic doesn't do his job. Unfortunately, at that point, the run's over and you have to find yourself a new co-op speedrun partner. So
That's how you know I've never failed, baby.
Luckily, Cosmic remains my partner for another day. One of our favorite lines upcoming on this next pipe right here.
You'd think you would have to shoot these guys, by the way, but you don't. Another pipe. And okay, I can shoot there.
ridiculous.
It's really ridiculous. I think it's just the absurdity of this entire situation. Oh, I didn't really do that. That's right. Okay.
So the second stop is our last stop. We're both gonna have to flip a switch. This time, I'm gonna be shooting at a couple of guys on Gatling guns and Molotov, just so we get the clearest way possible. Bit of RNG, just because their molly throwing is so bad. Yeah.
I'm gonna grab the backup ammo on the way back, by the way.
I need some ammo too.
All right. Cool. Yeah, you're a little bit low. I'm just gonna shoot this guy right here. Cool.
Impeccable observation.
6 shot.
Yeah. I should know, by the way, like, usually I'd be covering Kamu in a lot of these situations, but this is a really precarious situation just because the chance of enemies having tentacles pop out of their heads, or like the plagas spawning rather, is really high, along with
Oh no.
the Molotovs that they carry. So if I pop one of the Molotovs, he'll take a lot of damage and he'll be kind of stuck in place for a few seconds. So it's mostly up to him to deal with it, and I just kind of have to pray that he just gets through it all right.
Also, after you pull those switches, you got like, what, 3-4 more key PPOs coming in?
Something like that, yeah.
So upcoming is another major boss for Resident Evil 5, Irving, who is a 5'6" white male. Very hard boss. No, just kidding. He's gonna inject himself with the Ouroboros, become a giant alligator. We're gonna need to hit him twice with the rocket launcher. Cosmic, if you look at his screen, he will fire the rocket launcher the normal way. He'll aim down sight, hit that giant thing right there. Ooh, I'm gonna be quick firing. And what quick firing entails, I will be aiming down sight with another weapon other than the rocket launcher. What I will do is quick swap using a hotkey to the rocket and instantly firing, so it'll skip all the animations. And the water below Irving is actually kill plane, so there we go. And that is Irving.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah, you don't actually need to shoot the rocket directly at Irving himself. If you hit the water with the rocket, it'll explode, and Irving will take the full 30,000 damage.
that one tip will save you if any of you decide to speedrun this game. Like, it'll save you hours because we've tried aiming at him before and we've missed so many times because he's swaying back and forth. It is ridiculous.
Even just playing casually, it's a really good strat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I didn't even know about that before I started watching you guys run this. So
It's possible, but I don't have any.
I think we got it off of like a console run or something that somebody
Yes,
did.
it was a console run. I was just like, Cosmic, bro, check this out.
Bound to find out.
New enemy type here. We call them facehuggers from Alien, or in tribute to the ones from Aliens. You know what the official name for them is, Parsi?
it is Bui Kichiwa.
Bless you. So can you tell us the name?
Bui Kichiwa.
Oh, that's the name.
True. Okay.
They,
There's a flash nade. They died of flash nades, by the way.
they have seen
Now
the
we're just gonna
light.
shoot these. Boom. True.
A bit of Tomb Raider here, as I guess Cosmic can explain a little bit more of the lore of what's going on.
Yeah, so basically, Irving kind of makes it known that Excella, the head of Tricell,
I hope everything was
you know,
done
is
with
kind of in on what's going on. So this is where Chris and Sheva begin to suspect that Tricell is not really quite what they seem to be. Spoilers. Like major spoilers.
Oh no. Anyway,
We got time for a couple donations here.
All right, we have a $50 donation from Maxie who says, I'm sorry, Claire, but it's not over yet. There's still something we've got to do. Yeah, it's payback time. We've got to destroy Wait, you're not Claire. You're who? Sheva? Umbrella was destroyed already? Wow, what happened to this timeline? Well, then, Wesker! Also, good luck, lads. Much love.
Much love, Maxie.
And we have a $250 donation from Reggie who says, 7 minutes. 7 minutes is all I have to make this donation.
oh no.
Thank you, Reggie.
We can't use half the jokes anymore that we planned for this run.
Hey, people are
Bit of
just
a
too
pub.
quick, man.
They do.
People know them. People know the memes.
They're sharp. They know what's up.
Yeah. I guess one more quick donation as I just try to Indiana Jones into this room.
All right, we have $50 from Smash Villain who says, could not be prouder of you and Camu, amigo. Y'all have grinded like crazy, and seeing you guys on a stage this huge is wonderful. Much love.
Much love, Smash. Always and forever, brother. We're gonna need to heal in the next room. Fine.
No heals.
No, yes, heals, dude.
Oh, actually, we have time for a couple more donations. As
Yeah,
this
I
is just a
forgot
quick time.
the more Indiana Jones going on.
Okay,
Dun,
we can.
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, there are a ton of donations in here for RE5. We have $15 from Allie who says, I had to donate to hear more of Avu's dulcet tones, but also, Avu, no! Let's see here. We've got a $100 donation from Eric R, who says, this donation is in honor of all of Carsey's pussycats, past, present, and future. No thanks necessary. Just spam some poos in the chat.
Probably one more donation.
Okay. Got another one for Carsey. We got a $5 donation from Lilat, who says, I tuned into the stream, and the first thing that I hear is Carsey saying viruses are kind of like spaghetti. That's all I needed to hear to know that this run is amazing.
It's pretty true. Also, a bit of a continuity error there is that Chris gets up facing the door from the area that they came through, but then he gets up facing away from the door, but still on the left-hand side. So, I don't know. But anyway, so here's the grenade launcher. The grenade launcher is mostly used for utility in this run. It does like a lot of damage with all of its ammo, but we primarily use it for the crowd control and the stun that it can do on enemies. So you're gonna be seeing me use like a lot of flash rounds, and there's a couple instances where we use explosives, but only one of those instances is gonna actually be to deal damage. The other is gonna be for the knockback on them. It's a very like versatile weapon, and like learning this run really changed the way that I saw the grenade launcher in this game. Very, very cool weapon.
You know, the more and more I think about this, I feel like this section is so like out of place in the game because it would make sense if they had zombies here, but they just, well, I guess coming up they do, but
Yeah, kind of right here.
feels like, I don't know, too Tomb Raidery. There'll be a little funny interaction right here if I can get it. They'll all kind of like file out and all trip on each other. Still
I mean,
funny,
fair
but
enough. It was close enough.
if we time that right, you'll see all three of them just like trip over each other because the one in front fell over. It's actually kind of funny.
It's like he just laid down a tripwire and they were all just like, oh no.
Bob, why'd you stop?
Well,
Darn
George.
it, Fred. Darn it, Fred. It's like we rehearsed.
Major Three Stooges moment.
Cosmic's gonna go ahead a little. Cosmic's gonna go ahead first a little bit further. I'm gonna count to 3 right here. 2, 3, because there will be facehuggers that spawn, and if one of us goes too early and hits the switch, one of the facehuggers will actually grab us, and that is probably 10-15 seconds per grab. So we just want to time us getting on the switches at the same time. That is the last switch we need to hit in the area. We will be fighting a familiar boss. Well, we'll be fighting the Bat Burrows' son, who is out for revenge for us killing his father with a 1 cycle.
We're gonna actually use a secret technique of the Joestar family in order to take down Popo Karimo 2. I'll explain that in a second here. This technique is known as running away. It's an incredibly powerful technique, and it even gives you an additional cutscene that shows you having, or actually 2 additional cutscenes. I'm sorry, that's how strong of a technique it is. True. So we're gonna run up these stairs, and then we'll activate a cutscene here with a QTE.
For my dad. No.
And then, of course, the Joestar family techniques will triumph.
He could join his dad now in the afterlife.
And that is 4-1.
We get introduced to a new villain here, Excella, who only appears in this game. She is the head of Tricell, and in cahoots with somebody, but we don't know who that other person is yet.
Oh, I thought he was. I thought it showed Wesker in that scene. Oh, shoot.
Does it?
I'm gonna give you that just in case. So yeah, Wesker is in cahoots with Excella, the head of Tricell. He's doing his whole virus thing again, except this time he's not two-faced about it. He's really just a mustache-twirling villain.
Wesker.
Wesker, yes, Wesker indeed. So, this chapter here is really cool because these zombies are shooting down giant sun lasers or giant solar-powered lasers at us. Excuse me, gentlemen, I need this. Thank you. And we're going to actually be manipulating the cycles.
2, 1.
Okay. And so these checkpoint resets are not only going to bring me to Kamu, but they're also going to reset the cycle of the sun lasers. So now we're going to not have to deal with like walking through like all these hallways and everything. We're going to maximize the efficiency of how short of a time we spend here. So these cycles here are all the same. This is one of those chapters where like what's going on under the hood is really the beauty of it, just because you eliminate basically all the RNG and all the like finagling that you have to deal with if you were to explore this area normally. I'm gonna be pretty ahead, so take your thing.
Casually, this is like my least favorite part of the game, but the lines are very precise. You have to make it, otherwise you're gonna have to wait a whole 4 or 5 seconds for the previous cycle. 3, 2, 1.
Cool. This is another spot where the host is just better off putting the things in there. Thanks, bro. And I'm gonna also shoot this treasure down for Kamu. A little bit of just more minor optimizations here and there. Just one person going ahead to shoot the treasure for the other person. Before we get into this puzzle here, we have time for a quick donation.
All right, we have a, let me get it pulled up here. We have a $50 donation from iChun, who says, hey, DECosmic and AvuKamu, iChun here. Congrats on beating Jazz Jaws and I's world record for this category. We are both super psyched that y'all managed to get this run into GDQ. It's a shame we won't get to see Chris punching the boulder. Good luck with the run, and let's beat cancer together.
Big shout out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I-Chun and Jazzjaw, they really put in a decent amount of work into this run, and we had to really get our stuff down in order to beat their time. So massive shout outs to them. They're exceptional runners. Good, cool. I don't even know why I asked. I knew.
Oh, quick note, it's just 3 rooms with sun lasers. These sun lasers will one-shot you. Obviously, talk with your partner. We've done this so many times. We've burnt each other like a dozen times, too. We're comfortable,
Yeah.
so we're
Wait,
just,
so-
you know...
You mean you're actually not telepathic after all?
Not yet, no. We're working on it.
up, bro.
You guys are a couple of frauds.
Why even run a co-op game if you're not telepathic, dude? Honestly, true. Also, Carcy, I hear that you really like the laser in this room.
Oh yeah, no. The one that Kamu is running by, it actually like juts a little far to the right. So if you're accidentally like skating along that wall, then it will burn you and it will kill you. It's a pretty nasty surprise.
This is another way of saying I ran into a standstill laser, so...
Yes.
Some inventory here. We're going to be putting that second rocket launcher we bought off of Irving Chapter and be putting it into our inventory. Much to nobody's surprise, there is a modern research facility 2 miles underground.
But obviously there's a connection here with Umbrella.
Typical Umbrella.
That's never a good sign.
We're going to be introduced to a very familiar enemy type right now. He's aggressive, he's got big claws, and he's got a long tongue.
That's right, we're going to be fighting Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons! As much as I love Kiss, it is the Licker. Now, Licker are historically probably the most aggressive enemy type in most of the Resident Evil games. But because they're so aggressive, their attack pattern is extremely predictable. I know as soon as I said that, I'm going to get hit this run. I feel it. But pretty much what we're going to be doing to abuse the Licker as attacks is be a certain distance from them. They have a long range attack, a medium range attack, and a short range attack. And by being the appropriate distance away from them, we're actually able to just kind of chill and vibe. So if you look at my screen, I'll be kind of abusing the first sort of AI Licker instance right here.
Yeah, so Karma's going to be activating a cutscene here, and he and the enemies are sort of locked into it for a little while, which just allows me to run past all of them. Oopsie, excuse me. There we go, and then he's just going to be baiting out the attacks from the Licker, and we're good.
I just scold at the Licker a little bit, remind him who's boss, and then he's just like, okay.
Thank God there weren't more of them.
Feels bad now.
Foreshadowing, Chris,
It
please.
wouldn't last in a fight with a whole horde.
Oh, there's no way there would be a whole horde here, dude.
I got 2 grenades coming up, Cosmic.
Cool, good shit.
I don't think they'll notice us.
It's a lot
Here,
more
Karma's
Lickers
just
than
going to
usual.
bust down the window for me, and I'm just going to be able to kick it open.
Come on!
This door.
We're gonna have to wait to an elevator. What I'm gonna be using 3 grenades. Cosmic's going to be using 6 of his grenade launcher rounds. And we're pretty much just gonna be waiting for the elevator during this time. Let me just get
This is
rid
a little
that
bit
phone. I'm
of
gonna
a
go pick up
tense
this
part
treasure.
here just because we have to... Oops. Hang on, dude.
This is me being.
You are a
very happy.
brave soldier. I had to free you.
Oh, there you are. Elevator's here, by the way. Oh, in 1 second.
Okay, cool.
I needed that treasure.
You needed it, dude. I respect it.
That was a golem moment from Lord of the Rings right there, wasn't it?
True, yeah.
The precious is ours.
All right. Okay.
We're gonna be fighting a boss called U8 right here. It's a giant crab. I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah, it's gonna go by pretty quick.
Yeah, he just like shows up with like literally no explanation whatsoever.
Combat roll.
There's not even any lore for U8. He's just there.
So actually, that boss is a little bit harder than you would think. You actually have to aim the rocket into its mouth. It'll close its mouth after a second, and you have this whole thing where it like arounds the platform. But Anyway, that is U8. Moving on to Chapter 5-2. We'll be doing some major inventory here. We'll be selling as many treasures as we can and buying as many rockets as we can. Cosmic will be opting to buy flash rounds. He can explain the flash rounds when it comes up and adjust a bit. I'll be giving him some of the handgun ammo I have.
Okay, that should be good. Yeah, so this is where you kind of you really start to see the utility of the grenade launcher. So the flash rounds are just going to stun all enemies in an area for a certain amount of time, and we're just going to use this to control the crowd. Plagas will also die to this the same way that the facehuggers will, and like if they will to flash grenades. So enemies here are stuck in a cutscene. That enemy actually has a mask on, so he's able to avoid the stun. But for some reason, he decided to take cover, I guess. Thanks for the door, dude. Appreciate it. I'm just going to shoot the flash here.
Yeah. It's noted that the types of enemies can spawn either with or without a mask is completely random. So.
And just move on through.
Thank God
Nice
for
and easy.
iframes.
Yeah, for real. Here, I'm also just going to take some hits for Kamu while I set up to do another flash round. Just going to aim it at the middle of the room. Mask. Ammo for you.
Come on, Sheva.
Definitely. There's more liquors in this room. We actually have time for a couple of donations here because we're just going to be pretty much running by all of them.
All right, we've got a $10 donation from Bata who says, come on, come on, come on. Good luck on the run, guys. We have $5 from Salama Llama who says, good luck on the Resident Evil 5 run. I know you will den that gold chicken egg and den that world record.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Saul.
much.
We have a $100 donation from, I think it's Skibbs J, who says, no AGDQ is complete without the classic rivalry between a muscle-bound Chris Redfield and the sunglasses-throwing 80s villain Albert Wesker. Good luck on the run and keep punching those boulders.
So this part right here is actually another cool manipulation of the game. What happens casually is once the enemies look at you, they're going to raise the alarm, but if we walk backwards, they're unable to see our face, so no alarm is raised, and we're able to just run by anyone. It's actually kind of a cool manipulation.
Yeah, we had to just hang on there for that donation to be read. We wanted to explain that. It's like, it's one of those things where you know it worked if nothing happens. So, you see, like, there's no cutscene here that activated any of the enemies in the room. You could look at the enemies, as long as you don't aim down sight on them, they just won't notice you. It's very strange, and I have no idea how it was found, but it's pretty cool nonetheless.
Well, it's pretty obvious. Their bosses told us if you see these guys' face, ring the alarm. And because we walked backwards, they couldn't see our face, you know?
True. I mean, Chris also has the shades on, so they had no idea, dude. It was the good old Clark Kent syndrome. You got him? Okay, cool.
He's just dabbing on them haters.
He's got the Dapper Dan Man hairline,
Go
too,
ahead.
dude. They stood no chance.
Just wait for the next one, I guess. Yeah. There we go. Clear. Oh, except for this guy.
Okay, that's fine. This section here is actually one of the sections that I alluded to in the interview that things could just go kind of really wrong, and we ended up having like no problem there whatsoever, so I'm pretty happy about that. Depending on how the enemies behave there, like you can really be down and out as far as heals and stuff, so it's a very precarious situation, but I don't know, that time it was really nice, so I'm very happy for that. It's gonna make me look like a liar from earlier, but I'm fine with it.
Some foreshadowing, a bunch of eggs on the ceiling, but before we get into that, I think we have time for one quick donation.
All right, we've got a $250 donation from Game Dungeon, who says, 250 bucks. 250 bucks is all I can spare while you play. Thank you for running this game. I love it. Have fun with the run and kick some cancer butt. Greetings from Austria.
So this enemy right here is called the Reaper. It is aptly fit. It is a giant cockroach bug. It is the strongest enemy in Resident Evil 5. A rocket launcher will not kill the Reaper. And guess its only attack? Yep, you guessed it, a one-shot kill. You come in range with it. The Reaper, that Reaper particularly is not too bad, but a lot, for quite a bit of sections coming up, the run can die on a Reaper. There's a treasure coming up, there's a treasure coming up ahead that a zombie that will awaken if you grab it, but if you just get on the edge of the box, nope, unable to. Unfortunate. Coming up here is Ouroboros version 2. There's this whole cutscene of how it is the strongest ultimate life form. Casually what you have to do obviously is flamethrowers around the map. Charge the flamethrowers, I think shoot them around a bit. But because we have the rocket launcher, this boss fight is actually very dramatically different.
Go ahead.
Don't blink or you're gonna miss it.
Unfortunate, just a little bit of extra money there. Okay, I don't have a full inventory, good.
You'd have to, I don't know what you did to make the ramen look like that, but you know. We have time for donations as we just ready up on this chapter.
We've got a lot. We have a $25 donation from Shaz who says, "Hey Avu, good luck from the salt mine. Dono goes to viewer's
What's all
choice."
this nonsense about evolution and being
Keep them
worthy?
going.
Yeah, we will. We have a $15 donation from Lustjaw who says, "You thought that previous donation was Ali, Avu, but it was me, LJ."
Then let's go take care of business.
Real quick as well, want to remind everybody about our upcoming next bid. It's going to be the secret GLaDOS fight for I Want to Be the Fan game. That's going to be coming up in about 2 runs after this. Our goal is $25,000. We're just short of $10,000 on that one. We're at $15,700. So get your donations in for that bid incentive that's coming up very, very soon.
So this room up here is one of the hardest rooms in the entire game. This chapter itself is one of the hardest chapters in the game. This room in particular is really bad because there are 3 RNG Reaper spawns. You could get any combination of the 3. So coming up is the first Reaper. Please don't spawn. Oh, please. Okay. You know what? He spawned. I accepted it. I will move on with my life. There are 2 more possible Reaper spawns. As a Sheva player, you do not want the 3rd Reaper to spawn. So here's the 2nd Reaper. He has not spawned, so that means I'm going to get the worst possible Reaper. This Reaper is really bad. Of course he spawned, because he is now in this room with you. And you'll be pulling a lever, and remember what I said about enemies moving in their cutscene? He is moving in this cutscene. He will try to one-shot you in there, and I'm going to try to swing around. He missed. That is about a 50-50 shot you got. And Cosmic will be using the rest, a couple of his flashes to deal with this section. You got that Reaper coming. Yep. Lift this halfway here. We're going to be utilizing a checkpoint reset as soon as one of us can get onto that platform. Reset. Perfect. This despawns all the enemies. Wow. A bit of nice cooperation here. So the enemies with shields running on both sides of us will automatically spawn Plagas. But because the flash grenade instantly kills Plagas, I'll just be able to trust Cosmic in my hands as, you know, both of them just come towards me.
I'm good.
Excellent.
Cool. Awesome. Cool.
Thank you,
So yeah, you're welcome. So it's important for me to just have only a couple of flash rounds here at this point. Excuse you, sir. Rude. I'm talking. Because we're just going to need it for the upcoming boss fight. A few minutes from now.
Actually, Go ham on donations, actually.
Yeah, go ham on donations here. I mean,
Okay, just cut me off
Yeah,
whenever
Tell you to
you're
stop,
ready.
yeah.
We have a $500 donation from Ezekiel III, who says, the pun you were looking for when putting those discs in, the host has low latency. You're welcome. Thank you, Zeke, for the 500.
Zeke, you want to be my new co-op partner? Go on.
Ooh. All right, let's see here. We have $5 from Mr. Domino, who says, Resident Evil 6 is an amazing game. You guys are just being mean.
we ran that game too, so we agree.
One of us, at least one of us agrees.
You agree for now.
Oh, we have a follow-up donation, another $30 from Bahamut, who says, here is my $30 as promised. You crushed the impression. Incentive goes to Announcer's Choice. Mine go to the I want to be the guy GLaDOS, or I want to be the fan game GLaDOS fight, just so we're clear. Let's see.
A little bit what's going on. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. We have a $10 donation from Waza Ainer, who says, hey, Cosmic, Waza here. Good to see you back at a GDQ. I recently picked up speedrunning myself. Good luck. Money goes to DECosmic's choice.
Much love, Waza. Much love. So kind of what's going on here, lore-wise, is that I think that they're pretty much fully aware of what's going on with Tricell and just how bad of people they are. We're actually going to run into spoilers in a few minutes from now. We're going to run into Wesker and Chris's presumed dead partner, Jill Valentine, who is under mind control by Wesker. If you had seen the cutscenes, you would have seen her in a black robe or cloak or whatever, and then she would be revealed, and it's a whole big thing. And honestly, since I played this game, like, this was the first Resident Evil that I bought and played, it was really weird because, like, it was this big reveal, and I was like, who is that? I was like, this character, I don't recognize her. So I don't know if I would recommend most people for their first Resident Evil just for that big reveal. Not like, it was kind of lost on me, but now going back and understanding more of the history of the games, you know, many years later, I got it now. I was like, okay, awesome. You can just continue on with donations.
Okay, I'll go till you tell me to stop. We got a $10 donation from SSG Rogi, who says, Sheva, come on, Sheva, come on. Donation goes to Announcer's Choice.
They spawn.
We have a $25 donation from Aggro Crag, who says, got to get a donation in during the window for some super sweet prizes. Great work so far on this Resident Evil 5 run. Had a great time playing this game a bunch of times co-op with friends. Donation goes to add some blindfolded Mario to the schedule. That is our next bonus game, Super Mario 64, 16-star blindfolded. Thank you, Aggro Craig. We have $10 from Mancat, who says, glad to see Cosmic and Kamu on the main stage. Remember to always punch boulders as opposed to pushing them. Also donate for the secret fight, because who doesn't want more GDQ? I agree. Thank you.
Much love, Mancat.
Probably one more.
Yeah, one more.
All right, $5 from Marforia, who says, $5 hype train for RE5. Yes, please. Good luck and have fun, Cosmic and Avu. You guys are always a pleasure to watch.
More ruins.
Thank you much, Mar.
You think Excella is here?
So this room here, do you want me to take this or do you want it?
I'll just explain it really quickly, I suppose.
That building.
Pretty much there's a switch. We have to draw the bridge down right here to lead us into the boss area. There are a lot of lickers getting in our way. So I'm gonna have to send Chris along his merry way, while me as a Sheva player kind of have to protect him and shoot down lickers as he's pushing a crate. But because I don't really like Cosmic, I'm only gonna shoot down 2 lickers. No, it's actually because you only need to shoot down 2 lickers appropriately. So we'll just be ignoring him right there, and we'll be getting a cutscene where the lickers start traversing the walls. So there's the first one. Goodbye, friend. Shooting that treasure just to get the pickup later.
Yeah, also
And
of
then-
note, it's important for Chris to actually do this pushing part because all the whey protein that he's consumed has allowed him to push the crate faster and further than Sheva does. That's not the actual reason, but he does actually push it further and faster. So Chris is always the one in co-op runs that does this.
Yeah, alluding to the interview we did earlier, which character you'd want to if you had to play the single player, this is the main reason I chose Chris, because I don't want to deal with these lickers, to be honest. So
True. Big true.
big if true.
And I guess as we get into the boss fight here, Karsi, you want to go ahead and explain that real quick?
Yeah, sure. So the Wesker and Jill fight is broken up into 2 phases, and in the first phase you fight both Wesker and Jill. So whenever the fight starts, Cosmic is going to want to get to the door on the right while Avu sets himself up to pre-aim where Wesker is going to be after a cutscene plays, where Wesker is going to kick Chris through the door. I'll give it a sec, wait for it to catch up.
7 minutes. 7
So
minutes is all I
as soon as the
can
cutscene plays, Wesker's AI will be completely focused onto the character kicked through the door in the cutscene. Avu will quickfire the rocket, and hopefully Wesker will catch it instead of dodging it. Then Chris will shoot the rocket, and it will eliminate all of Wesker's HP, triggering him to run away and beginning the second phase of the fight, which is just Jill only. So phase 2 is really difficult, and Avu has to put in a lot of work for the strat to be successful. Any hit scan gun will cause a flat 1,000 points of damage to the mind control device on Jill's chest, regardless of the standard damage value. Jill herself, on the other hand, will take standard damage from the machine gun bullets. So Sheva will need to shoot Jill's mind control device 7 times, and will need to follow a precise cycle of shooting her in the knee and then the chest 7 times. At the end of the fight,
7.
Chris will fire a flash round and then grab Jill so Sheva can pull the device off. Well,
A
actually,
little
it's
bit
the
of
other way
improv
around.
here, but
Okay.
a little bit of improv, but yeah, it worked.
He's just cheering him on.
So yeah, a lot of
First
things.
try.
Good job. Good job, guys. A lot of things could have gone wrong with that. Jill could have dodged. If you shot Jill too many times, she could have died. Or Jill could turn to another direction if you shoot her improperly. And the VZ submachine gun also has like a lot of bloom, which increases the likelihood of Jill getting hit in the wrong hitbox, which will cause the pattern to deviate.
One of those things that if it seemed easy to you, I did my job. So coming on to the last chapter of Resident Evil, we're going to be doing one of our last major inventory buys. We're going to sell everything, and you guessed it, buy more rocket launchers. So at this point of the story, we are chasing a Wesker and Excella aboard a giant cargo ship, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Oops, I actually put the wrong weapon in. I have to go back and grab the
It's fine.
what's it called? The sniper rifle. I accidentally put the rocket in instead of sniper rifle. All good though. Oh,
So Cosmic's got a pretty difficult trick here himself. What he's gonna have to do, we call this a cage skip. He's gonna have to snipe somebody who's rendered into the game, but isn't actually a part of the game at this moment. So the scene we're skipping is a cage that'll be dropped on one of us, and the player who doesn't get trapped has to actually run back, and I'm gonna get hit here. That player actually has to run back and kill the guy and flip the switch to free the guy. What Cosmic's gonna do, if you look at his part of the screen while I'm just running to the checkpoint, is he's gonna shoot a guy way off into the distance, and he'll get him in his first try, because that's the only way Optic will take his form.
well, auto denied. Got it second try, but we're good, dude.
You might have to go to FaZe Clan there.
True, true.
I
dude.
kid. You got about 3 seconds.
Cool. It should be good.
3, 2, 1.
Cool.
And that actually skips about 10, 15 minutes of the game right there. We'll just show it up ahead, right where it would have skipped. And right after we just show where it would have skipped, Enigma, you could go on with donations for quite a bit after that. So,
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
5
We got
seconds
a
right here, yeah.
Yeah,
We
so
good?
it's like right up here. It's
Yeah.
another one of these skips where if nothing happens, you know it worked.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
And yep, go there we go.
We good?
Yep, you're good.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We have
Nothing
a 10
happened, so
All right, we have a $10 donation from Bowser Freak 13. Oh boy, here we go. They say, "What are you buying? What are you selling? What are you donating?" Thank you, stranger. Thank you.
I'll run at a high price.
Yeah, right. Thank you, Bowser Freak. Thank you. We have a $20 donation from Fiend the Falcon, who says, Chris, hurry up. Hurry. Sheva, hurry. Come on. We have a $25 donation from Temati, who says, love some RE5. Shout out to the whole Binary Deli crew and good luck to all the runners. We have a $10 donation from Humphrey, who says, here's $10 to thank Avu for going through the years of troubleshooting it took to get ready for this run. The decades of work aren't in vain. Enjoying the run. Avu's choice. We have a $150 donation from Hazardous Storm, who says, my partner got me into Resident Evil a few years ago, and now I'm hooked on the absolute bonkers lore of it all. This one goes out to you, hun. Let's complete global saturation on those goals. Thank you for the 150. Thank you.
Probably time for one more.
Sure.
Yeah, one more.
We have a $25 donation from Kanas Renval, who says, hey, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the run. I can't even count how many hours I've sunk into this game. Mercenaries is too strong. Good luck to the runners, and you will give AGDQ a donation.
That donation is super true. Mercenaries is like incredibly fun in this game. So right here, I'm just gonna let Kamu go on ahead. I'm right behind you, yeah, literally. And then we're just gonna both.
You were there.
Yeah, you're good. So he's gonna be shooting down a Gatling gun Magini that spawns with, you guessed it, a rocket launcher. And then we're gonna be grabbing 2 key cards to head on through the door. At this point, Chris and Sheva are just, you know, going for the final showdown with Excella and Wesker. They've had enough of their games. Chris has had quite enough of Wesker in general, so he wants to finish this.
I'm gonna put
The
one
rocket
more
launcher.
rocket in my inventory. I actually have enough rockets.
Nice.
We got time for 2 donations probably.
Okay, we have a $150 donation from Sam King, who says, these runners are making me think we need a sequel to Pacific Rim where all the drift-compatible pilots are co-runners. And let's see, how about $200 from Boyne Classic, who says, Sheva, Chris, Sheva, Chris, Sheva, Chris. Thank you for the 200.
Okay, so 2 more chapters or sub-chapters left in this game, and there are 2 villains left, so you can probably already figure out we are going to fight both Excella and Wesker. We will be dealing with Excella first in this upcoming next chapter. Much like everyone in this game who's a bad guy, they're going to inject themselves with the Ouroboros virus and turn into a giant monstrosity. And if you recall our earlier conversation about this being the biggest boss of Resident Evil 5, well, here's a pretty accurate picture of how big she becomes.
Yeah, she gets real big, giant tentacle monster. She would probably be large enough to be the flying spaghetti monster if she could just like lift off the ground even a little bit.
So really fun, so over the course when we run this game, we generally don't talk too much to each other just because we've done this run so many times. But one of the running gags here we have is we call Excella, a la Sean Connery.
Yeah, rest in peace to Sean Connery.
Yeah, the late Sean Connery. And we actually came with a joke how Sean Connery voiced Jack Krauser in Resident Evil 4. His lines would be much better, like, almost sweat a slip.
All 4 umbrellas shake.
So now what?
Yeah. So here's the second phase of the boss, if you want to just explain it.
Yeah, so there's tentacles coming out of the ceiling. The fire grenades actually will just damage the tentacles so that they'll just retract. These ones will retract automatically. There's gonna be one more that I'm gonna fire here. This just saves you a little bit of time on movement, really. And then I'm gonna fire one at the wall here, and Kama's gonna shoot this enemy here. And this will cause us to skip his mini boss phase, where he would spawn like a big, I guess, shield mouth thing. Yeah. I don't even know how to describe it, but he would turn into something. It's another one of those things where, you know, the skip worked or the strat worked if nothing happened. He just died.
Upcoming is Excella. She's got 3 body parts on her, 2 arms and the main head. We only have 2 rockets. So of course we're going to be using the traditional OSHA standard cargo ship, satellite laser beam, and here's Excella coming up. So pretty much what's going to happen is Cosmic will be using the satellite laser beam to shoot Excella on one of her arm, and then using the rocket to finish her off in her main body part. And the reason we
Unfortunate.
the reason we do the laser on the arm is because the laser will actually not do enough damage to the head, and we'd have to two-side play. But the rocket actually one-shots her, and it'll be a very, very quick boss fight right here as Excella comes out all angry. But Cosmic's like, we're not having any of that. And that is
Yeah,
Excella.
There's a lot of little time loss that can happen here. You saw those enemies just kind of accosted me. Kamo alluding to the enemies being able to move, like in cutscenes and stuff. All those enemies were just kind of swarming with me, which is why I was unable to shoot the rocket immediately.
So coming up onto the last sub-chapter of the game, a tiny bit of lore, and then we've got a good chunk of time for donations.
All right. We've got a $100 donation from the Mongoose, who says, I love watching co-op speedruns. The coordination between the runners is always amazing. Good luck on the runs.
Let me heal this.
We have $25 from Solid Snakes Hero, who says, really glad to see Resident Evil 5 back at GDQ. I have hilarious memories of playing this with my best friend. Keep up the great work, and let's punch cancer like Chris punches boulders. We have a $25 donation from Unknown Drive, who says, Cosmic, just wanted to say congrats for getting on GDQ again as both a runner and commentator, and congrats to Kamu for making the Resident Evil 5 co-op magic happen. Big shout outs to Waifu and Vash TSB as well for their earlier contributions, which I have all watched. All of you are killing it, and by the way, Cosmic, you're a deflated basketball.
There's a bit of lore going on to this. I think Cosmic knows it a little bit more than me.
Yeah, basically Wesker has gotten like a fighter bomber that's equipped with missiles filled with the Ouroboros virus, and he wants it to get shot down so that he can spread that virus across the globe. As fate would have it, we simply can't let that happen. So we're just gonna make our way through these bulkheads and do a little bit of mercenary style fighting and stuff in order to get to the end. Really, the only kind of extra thing going on here is that there's going to be some enemies spawning on the other side of the area here, and I just have to snipe them down again. Maybe I'll redeem myself from earlier. There we go. Oh, I actually spawned a blocker. That's unfortunate.
This part of the run is pretty much just mercenaries mode on steroids, so we could just go on with two donations, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah, probably two donations.
Two donations. We have a $25 donation from Psycat, who says, let's punch cancer harder than Chris punches that boulder. And we have $7 from FBI Michael Scarn, who says, $7. $7 is all I can spare.
Is that an Office reference?
Yeah, it is an
Go
Office
on.
reference, actually.
Oh, good call there. I didn't catch that.
These donations have been rock solid, too.
They have been excellent.
Oh no, Cosmic Proxy.
Yes. Look, I just want to say, okay, that
I see what you did.
Chris punches boulders and Leon runs from them, so we all know who the best character is. Do we want to despawn here? Okay.
Pretty much resetting despawns all the enemies but the Reapers. But Kamu, you said the Reapers were the worst thing in the game. Well, actually, they spawn a lot of gold, so in case you didn't have enough money for that last rocket, you could just kill them here. And I kind of hate them, so we're definitely going to kill them. So, as a Shadow player, you can use everything in your inventory. By the end of this room, you'd want about 20 machine gun bullets and your final rocket, and that's about all you need. So, everything else, you kind of really don't need.
Yeah, that's really like the only sort of like safe strat that we have right now, just for like marathon purposes, just because there's a lot of like random rockets that can be just flying from all angles at us, and we would just rather not deal with that, so.
A room with rockets and one-shot Reapers is not a very good combination, but we got time for what, one donation right here?
Yeah, one donation, and then Carcy can explain the boss.
All right. We have a $100 donation from And That's a Wrap, who says, had to donate while I watched the RE5 run cross-country with my best friend and RE5 co-op partner. DECosmic and AvuKamu put our casual runs to shame, and it's amazing to watch. Put my donation towards the Super Mario 64 blindfolded run.
Come on, go, go, go.
All right, and Carson, you can just go ahead and explain the boss now.
Okay, so for Wesker on the airfield, it's going to go by pretty quickly, but Cosmic will need to fire the rocket at the ground while Wesker charges. And the part is extreme RNG because Wesker has iframes during the charge. What Kamu will do is he will run to one side and shoot machine gun bullets at Wesker
Something doesn't
after the
feel
rocket.
right.
If Wesker dodges, then the rocket did not hit and they will need to reset. But if Wesker gets hit with a bullet, it means that the rocket hit and both players are able to inject him with the vaccine, promptly ending the fight.
Yeah. This
So
first
Wesker-
reset's
yeah.
free because we have to put in inventory, but go ahead.
Right, so they got 2 rockets in their inventory now. So there's the rocket at the ground and damage check. Wesker dodged, so they got to reset again. And here we go again. Wesker shot.
Unfortunate.
Cosmic killed me.
Yeah, unfortunate.
That didn't go as planned. Okay, quick shot rocket. Dodged again.
This part
probably
is
gonna-
actually complete RNG. We've labbed this so many times. We don't know what it is. We just try to get optimal movement each time.
There's not really much that
Yeah,
they can do about this.
On some
Come on,
days we'll
dog.
get it first try. Sometimes it'll take us 10 tries. Yes.
Okay,
no.
there we go. He got hit.
Oh, no.
He
There's
got
the connect.
damaged, but it didn't.
That was weird.
I didn't get a restrain. Yeah. Dude. What, dude?
Sick combo, Jesus.
Yo. That
Wesker
looked like a
was
Marvel
I am
3 combo, dude.
Wesker was like, I am sick of you guys resetting at this point. There we go. No.
No, that's just an uppercut, dude. Okay, unfortunate. Yeah, I had a feeling. It was all going too well, man.
Welcome to GDQ.
Yeah, welcome to GDQ luck, man.
It's
So-
so RNG. Yeah.
So the way this is supposed to work, I guess, the rocket just depletes his health, and the bullet is supposed to proc his stagger, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
I understand.
Dude,
Yep.
word. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Come on, son.
Wesker is probably the single worst boss in the game.
This is.
There he
Oh, got
goes.
him. Nice.
Yep, there we go.
Hit him with the vaccine. Let's get it done. Thank you.
Since you guys asked for the memes, we're gonna give you guys the memes. I think we're still doing pretty good, below estimate. So here you
Yeah,
go.
we're good.
The first meme everyone wanted. We'll stay quiet as we'll let this whole scene play out. It's actually really cool.
Ouroboros will be released into the atmosphere, ensuring complete global saturation. Your feeble attempts only delay the inevitable. The entire world will be infected. A new Genesis is at hand, and I will be the creator.
Chris, please, no. No. Bad. All
That's
right.
pretty much the action scene. One last quick time action from me. Cosmic's an okay guy. I'll save him.
Yeah. So.
But mostly because he has to save me. So now that at this point of the story, we've crashed the plane. We've landed in a volcano. But Wesker's nowhere to be seen. So normally, in the speed run, we don't get to punch a boulder. But you know what? We know what you guys came here for.
We know why you're watching RE5. I'm not running that way, no. We know what everybody came for. It wasn't for Kamu's beautiful face or his dulcet tones or my wonderful hairline. It was for Chris Redfield punching boulders. So we're gonna give it to you. Boulders punched, protein, whey, doors locked. And there we go. So,
Just for you guys.
just for y'all, since y'all have been so wonderful. And now we're gonna actually do a strat.
And the boring speedrun way of beating Wesker.
We're just gonna shoot Wesker in the back with a rocket, and time will be coming up in probably about like 30 seconds or so. So just get ready for that.
If only he showed a weak spot.
Only, dude. Nice. And ready, partner? And time. And that is Resident Evil 5 New Game Co-op Amateur. Once again, my name is DECosmic, and I was playing Chris.
My name is AvuKamu, and I am playing the Sheva.
I would like to give a shout out to Unknown Drive, the Scruffington, and all my homies in the DMC community. I would also like to give out a shout out to Aster and Mike Wave. Aster was a huge help while we were learning this run, and Mike Wave is another person that inspired me to learn it, along with Carcy. And I would also like to give a shout out to Chris D, the best Chris player in Marvel 3. You can follow me at twitch.tv/DECosmic and YouTube DECosmic Runs.
For me, shout out once again, like I said, the RE5 speedrun community, especially Aster. He's guided us with so many tips. Waifu, he actually got me into speedrunning about a year ago. So I actually started speedrunning because of the pandemic. You can follow me on Twitch/AvuKamu. I try to speedrun a variety of games. If anyone is actually interested in running this game, you could reach out to me or Cosmic on Discord. But we actually put out a guide on Cosmic's YouTube channel. Cosmic, what is that again?
DECosmic Runs.
Yep. We go over each chapter, how to play it out, much more intricate tips and tricks to get through each chapter. Another big shout out to all the FGO boys who have kept me sane during the entire COVID period. Thank you all the viewers, Donator, Enigma, Carcy, GDQ, and everyone. This entire time, I will pass things off to you now.
All right. That was Resident Evil 5, an amazing co-op run, again, by DECosmic and AvuKamu. Claps in the chat for that one. Unbelievable. We did have a few more donations come on through for RE5. We'll get to some of those here. We had a $100 anonymous donation that said, 7 minutes. 7 minutes is all the time we have until complete boulder annihilation. All right now, just want to tell you a little bit about one of our sponsors for Awesome Games Done Quick 2021 online, Fan Gamer, a video game merch company. New Awesome Games Done Quick merchandise available now, including the event badge, the limited edition pin, the desk mat, the mug, the socks, and more. 100% of the profits from GDQ merch sales support the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Go check that out at www.fangamer.com/GDQ. All right, so that is going to do it for me here at the host desk. This is AnEternalEnigma signing off for the last time, AGDQ 2021 online. And just to kind of piggyback on what Sent and Panache said earlier, this event is very important to me. I'll try not to make this long-winded because we got an event to do, but this is an event very special to me. I've lost a few people in my life to cancer as well. And in fact, at Awesome Games Done Quick 2019, my grandmother actually died of lung cancer during the event. My mom, who I like to call maternal enigma, she told me to keep on going because she knew what this event was all about. I am so proud to be a part of this. This is my 9th GDQ. It's my 8th as a host. I cannot tell you how honored I am every single time I get invited to do this. Reading your donations in an effort to come together to try to prevent cancer and stop it is something that I will always forever be proud of. Everything's kind of wild out there right now, but as I try to remind everybody, we lived through another day. It's a good excuse to celebrate, and I'll see ya when I see ya. Show some love for our next host, a tea tree, coming up next.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everyone. This is Awesome Games 2021 online. My name is Atitri, and it is such a pleasure to be back with you. We are rolling along, rolling deep, even if it is the wee hours of the morning here on the East Coast where I am so excited, and I'm looking to bring you the hype as we go. Let me take a quick look at our donation incentives and see how we're doing. We have about $10,000 left on the secret GLaDOS fight for I Want to Be the Fan game, and we have got so many people chipping in to help make that happen. Like JD the Bud, who sends in $250 and says, more bonus games. And an anonymous donation, who I think might be from a certain space-based core character from another copyright-protected game who says simply, I want to see the GLaDOS. So thank you, Anonymous, whether or not you are the Space Core. For our first game in this next block, you guys in chat remember GoldenEye? Now, think about GoldenEye, but if it had a nice smooth frame rate, and also if it broke a hole in space and time, well, to get your whistle wetted for that, we've got a few more donations. We've got an anonymous $50 who says, love this marathon. We've got $100 from Win/7201 who says, thank you so much. And we've got 15 from Blind as Utsutsu, who says, pronounce my Ninja Scroll name. I dare you.